Alright, good morning, Ma'am Dini. We are from Group 6, and today we're gonna do our reflection videos. So, before we start, we'd like to open this video by introducing our members. So, here this video, we're gonna talk about our reflections about the subject of this semesters. So we're gonna talk about gerunds, infinitives, and simple tense. So so each person will explain each topic, and they will give their challenges and also how do they solve the challenges by giving their strategies. So here our video is. Today I'm going to talk about simple tenses. So what we have learned before, I know that simple tenses is showing the actions that happens in the future, past, or even in the present. And beside that, we also talk about the simple forms, about the grammar itself. And then for the example, I used to use the grammar when I talk about my daily routine. I use simple present, and when I talk about my child life, I use a simple past, and when I talk about my dream job, I used to use simple futures. And my challenges, I guess my challenges is when I try to use will and be going to. So I'm still confused about how to differences between those from. I mean, like I knew the pattern, but I'm still confused how to use it. And the next one is my strategies. So when I got struggles about the materials or I'm still confused, I always tried to challenge myself to get questions from the internet or from the AI, and I try to do it and try to find the truth of the answers. Or yeah, I used to practice it, the grammar. Thank you.
In this occasion, I will explain what an infinitive is. So, an infinitive is the best form of a verb that begins with to, such as to eat, to study, or to travel. In a sentence, an infinitive can function as a noun, adjective, or adverb. There is condition must use an infinitive. First, after adjective. Secondly, showing the purpose. And lastly, after the certain verb. To make it easier, I will mention some verbs that can be memorized. In everyday life, we often use infinitive unconsciously to express purpose, intentions, or desire. For example, when I woke up in the morning, I decided to exercise for 30 minutes to stay healthy. Well, then there is a challenge of when to use the infinitive and when to use the gerund, because there are some forms that can only use the infinitive or only the gerunds or even both without changing the meaning, and you can use both but with different meanings. To overcome this confusion, I must memorize verb followed by infinitive and memorize verb followed by gerund. And the most important step is to keep practicing.
What is gerund? Gerund actually is word that looks like or similar like a verb thing, but it doesn't function as a verb. As a sub, it has many functions such as a subject of sentence, subject of proposition, and many others. Gerund itself has many kind of function. One of the function is being a subject of sentence. You can say swimming is health, is good for your health. Is one of the way to use a gerund in a sentence. Swimming in that word swimming in that sentence function as a gerund. And then gerund it can also function as a object. For example, I enjoy reading. In that sentence, reading is function as a gerund. So overall, gerund is a verb that function as not a verb but function as a subject or object or noun. And then for the first time I learned about gerund, I got many challenges. I confused how to differentiate between a gerund and past or continuous, present continuous. You know, like a verb base or auxiliary verb following by verb in and then many others. It was very challenging to me to remember and to understand what is the gerund. And I have some tips to you if you want to know or want understand about gerund. You can read many things of English passage. You can read a novels, you can read a comic, an articles, and many others. That's very helpful for you because trying make it perfect, and you have to try again and again to become better. That's why Jan is something actually not really hard, but if you don't learn about it, you will never know what is Jaren. Thank you.
The conclusion on grammar lessons, simple tenses, infinitive, and gerund is that simple tenses, be it simple present, simple past, or simple future, are the foundation for expressing action or states that occur at a clear time, that the present, the past, or the future. And simple tenses are the key to performing basic sentences, while infinitive could function as a noun, an adjective, or an adverb and are often used after certain verbs to indicate purpose. And lastly, gerund often function as a subject, object, or complement after certain verbs and preposition. Understanding the function and rules of the usage of all three above is crucial for constructing sentences that grammatically correct and clear in meaning.
Grammar is a structure that could empower us, and by mastering the structure, we can express the meaning more clearly and communicate more efficiently. The difficulties in memorizing the rules are completely normal. Remember that mistakes are part of the learning process, not an indicator of failure, and our goal is to communicate effectively, and grammar is the main tool for it. And my future plans to improve grammar learning methods is that first you could use something that you love to help you learn by identifying the simple tenses, infinitives, and gerund in like novels, news articles. It can help you understand more easy as to why the writer chose that particular structure. And second, you could do a productive practice. You don't have to be afraid to write or speak using the newly learned grammar structure, as in like in daily conversation or daily journal or diary. You could use a sentence or two that involve gerunds or infinitives. And lastly, you should also regularly review the material and do not get discouraged if you not have any progress in learning something, because you should just take step by step in learning something new, and you may not cram that new knowledge into your head because it will make you stressed and you will not even get the information more efficient. And lastly, you should know that after all, practice makes perfect. Thank you.